Hi everybody, my name is Tinna and I wanted to show you my newest design, the Havana shawl. Ta-da! I did this, it's basically a shawl version of my Havana afghan that we did this Pippin Poppycock Cal last year for. I have it here actually as well to show you. And when you guys all started your big afghans, I had already made two. So I decided to make a shawl version. So it's the same sequence of patterns, really, and I even use similar colors here as well for this one, for the big one. And it's so easy, it's really very easy. It's almost as easy as the blanket. The only addition is that you do some increases, but it's really very easy and loads of fun to do and a perfect stash buster. So this is my big shawl here, worked with Aran yarn, and I also did an extension for this one, as you can see here. I added 17 rows if you want to make it bigger, so it comes in two sizes. And then I wanted to show you the standard size. Actually worked in finger and weight yarn, so this one is quite small. So you could go with plenty of sizes, either adding the extension or not, and also depending on the yarn that you use. I kind of like it small like this. It's kind of like a scarf. So what I'm going to show you in the video is just to kind of get you started. I'm going to crochet the first couple of rounds with you, show you how to crochet over your ends while you're working, and yeah, just get you started and show you how easy and fun it is. So let's get to it. Okay, so we start with a magic circle, and we're going to work the first row, the foundation row, into the magic circle. And first we need to do one chain here just to secure, and then we're going to work the foundation row into the magic circle, and that's 3 single crochet stitches, 2 chains, and again 3 single crochet. After this foundation row we're going to turn, and this is the only time we will turn our project, because it's all worked from one side later on. And now we go straight on to the first row, and that's chain 1, and then you work 2 single crochet stitches into the first stitch of the round, and then come 2 single crochets, just 1 into each of the next 2 stitches, and then we get to the middle part, which is the chain space, and there we're going to work into the chain space 1 single crochet, 2 chains, and 1 single crochet, and we mirror what we did before, 2 single crochets, 1 into each of the next 2 stitches, and finish it off with 2 single crochet stitches into the last stitch of the round. After you finish this first round, then you can pull the magic circle together like so. And now we break the yarn and start the next row. Okay, now when we cut the yarn, then we're just going to do 1 extra chain here and pull the yarn through like so. So now we have the first row completed. From here on you always work each row from right to left, unless you're left-handed, then you do it from left to right, cutting the yarn at the end of each row. And remember we're going to work all our single crochet stitches into the back loop of a stitch, and then the double crochets go down a row, because this is the Mosaic Crochet technique. Now we start with row 2, and all the even number rows are worked with color B, which I'm going to use this pink, and all the odd number rows are worked with color A. So now we start, and now I'm going to show you how we do the border stitches. They're always the same in each row. we start here at the end and we're going to work into both loops of the border stitches just to get the end a bit better. And you're going to pull your yarn through, work 1 chain and then 2 single crochet stitches into this first stitch of the round, and this is all worked into both loops of the yarn. Then we're going to work 5 single crochet stitches, and now we work the Mosaic Crochet technique, so it's always in the back loop. And you see that the 5th stitch goes into the first chain in the middle, and we're going to work into these chains like normal stitches, not into the chain space here, but in the back loop of the stitch. And here goes the 5th single crochet. Then we do chain 2 for the middle, this is the increase in the middle, and again 5 single crochets back here. And I'm going to start right away working over my tails, because this is all single crochet rows, so we can easily just work over our tails and then we don't have to sew them in later. So you just put your tail from last row like so and work around them. So here's my second single crochet, 3, 4 and 5, and then we get to the border stitches at the end of the row, and there, like at the beginning, we're going to work into both loops of the stitch and work 2 single crochet stitches there. So as you can see now, this is the increase. We're always increasing at the beginning, middle and end of each row, and again in the end I like to just do 1 chain and pull it all the way through just to secure it. So this is how it looks at the end of row 2. You should have 16 stitches now. On to row 3. Again, we start the same way with the border stitches, always the same. Inserting the needle into both loops of the first stitch of the round, pulling the yarn through, chain 1 and do 2 single crochet stitches here. This is the increase in the beginning of the round. And next come 1 single crochet, and then we're going to do our first double crochet. And like always in the mosaic technique, we go down 1 round, so just yarn over, find where your next stitch is in the last round and just go 1 more down. Go under here and work your double crochet into this one. And then we get 5 single crochet stitches, and as you can see I'm always working over the tail as I go, so I don't have to weave the ends in. The 5th single crochet stitch lands in the first chain in the middle, then you do 2 chains, and then again 5 single crochet stitches, the first one in the chain. I'm going to work over this end here now from the last row, you see. I got 2 single crochets, 3, 4 and 5. Then I'm going to do the double crochet and it goes down to here. 1 single crochet and then the border stitches at the end of the round. 2 single crochet stitches into the last stitch of the round. Okay, so this is what it looks like after row 3, and we're going to go on to row 4. Always the same in the beginning. The border stitches, 1 chain and 2 single crochets, always working around our tail. 1 and 2, and now we're going to go and do 3 single crochets, always in the back loop of each stitch. The 3rd single crochet goes into the double crochet, and now we're going to do 1 double crochet. And now that we have the pink, we're going to be working it into the pink. continue working over the tail, and now we have 5 single crochet. And like before, the 5th single crochet lands in the first chain, and then again the first of the 5 when we go back goes into the first chain, always working into the back loop. Doesn't matter if it's a double crochet or a chain, always into the back stitch. Now we're gonna did 5 single crochets, so now there's 1 DC and 3 single crochets, and then the border stitches. 2 single crochets into the last stitch of the round, cut and pull right through. And as you can see, it's quite enough. This one was a bit short maybe, but it's quite enough to work over your ends like this, and then just cut, because it's all single crochet stitches, so it's so dense. On to row 5. Start with the border stitches, same as always. And then we're going to do, and take care to always work into this one here. It's a bit small sometimes because it's the increase, so take care that you're always working into the increase here from the beginning of last row. Now we do 5 single crochets, just working over the tail. The 5th single crochet goes into the DC, and we're going to do 1 DC down here, and again 5 single crochet. Last one into the chain, then chain 2 and back up again, 5 single crochets, and there's 1 DC, and again 5 single crochet. And end with the 2 border stitches, 1 and 2 into the same loop. And we continue the same way. Pattern 1 is very simple, and that is actually the pattern you can use for the simple version of the Havana shawl, is to just work it all with pattern 1. It's great fun. But as you can see, we're always doing the same thing here. We're just moving our double crochet 1 further each row. So now we do 7 single crochet stitches, and then after the last single crochet goes into the double crochet, then we do our double crochet here, and then from the last double crochet there's always 5 single crochets to the middle, chain 2 and 5 up. Double crochet, and now it's 7 single crochets all in the back loop, and then finish it with 2 single crochet, put the border stitch, cut the yarn and pull it through like so. So this is how it looks after row 6. I'm going to continue a bit and show you how it goes. Okay, so as you can see here, pattern 1 is very simple. You're always just moving the double crochet one further here. And then you reach the point where you have to add a new one here. I've continued now and did rows 7 and 8. And I'm going to show you row 9 where we're going to add a new double crochet here. As before, we always start the same with the border stitches and working over our tail. Now we do 2 border stitches, and you can remember when you're supposed to add a new stitch, new DC, when you have, like here I did 11 single crochet stitches before I did the double crochet. So now I know that in the next one I have to add one. Once you have 11, then you add one. And then I did the border stitches, I do 1 single crochet here, and then I add a new double crochet. And then I do 11 single crochet stitches. The 11th here in the DC, and again like before, 1 DC, 5 single crochet, 2 chains, five single crochets, and then the double crochet. I'm gonna grab the end from the last round to crochet over that one here, and now I'm gonna do 11 single crochets, and then we add the new double crochet here, 2 1 single crochet and the border stitches. And if you're doing the simple version, this is really all there's to it. It's so very simple. Then you're just always adding this extra DC here at the beginning of row, every 6th row. Once you have 11 in the last one, then you know you should add one here, and then they just continue to go one further like the others. Now we've done row 9, and pattern 1 goes up to row 12, and then comes pattern 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want to do the original Havana shawl, you will find the link to the pattern in the description here below. I just want to show you one more thing before we stop, because it's always just the same. It's the border stitches at the beginning of row, and we do increases here in the middle with the 2 chains, and again with the border stitches here. And then it's just reading the patterns where you're supposed to put your double crochets and your single crochets. And because of all the ends, I've been showing you as well how you can just work over them in each row. And it's quite enough to just, since it's all single crochet, you can just work over it like this. And before you cut it, just take care to tighten it a bit, pull on it a bit, so that it's nice and tight. So I do this every 10 or 20 rows or so, then I tighten up all my ends, and you just cut them pretty close. And then you don't have to weave in any ends, really. Just 2 or 3 at the end, like so. Okay, so as you can see, it really is quite simple, and I hope you've all gotten started by now and see how it's done. It really just goes on like this, making different patterns, of course. If you want to do the original, then you'll find the pattern link in the description here below. It's available in my Ravelry store. But you can also just continue going like we've been doing just with pattern 1 and do the simple version. You really don't even need the pattern for that, although your support is most appreciated. But I really hope you'll have fun with this shawl like I have, because it's really great fun to work on and it has a great working rhythm to it. And it's perfect for all those scraps. So, till the next time, hasta la próxima!